Um, Hello. So as promised, I will do my very first meticulous demo review and go through everything I've done and the reason behind that. If you have any questions, free to post it in the comment section, and I hope you enjoy it. We're gonna start the key now by doing a small skip. We don't have shroud, so we're gonna use stealth potions. I'm gonna use my roar, so there's a small chance of them ninja pulling something. Make sure you go like literally through the middle now, and then you hug the wall, so you don't pull the guy on. Like, you see, he has that eyesight there. My Jesse's gone in prison now, and we keep going. You can start dotting with Moonfire while he's gathering the mobs. If you know that your tank has a bit of aggro, don't do it with random tucks, because yeah, the chances of him losing aggro is very big. In this pool, I'm pretty much gonna do AoE because it's a very high fortified key. And we are not lusting, so mobs are gonna be alive for pretty much long time, and we kinda need everything to die. But if you play it like especially in low keys, you can pretty much single target this mob. Make sure to use offensives. The Pala bopped me here, so I'm gonna taunt the mob off of the tank, so I get the dot instead of him. Since I have the bop, I will immune it, and we are removing pressure from the tank. I'm gonna vortex the mobs in a bit, so they don't reach a tank because they're enraging, and we're not sitting. I just did it now. If in case it wasn't like the executioner here and you had the oh this wasn't supposed to happen. I thought the mob was dead because the monk will touch, but apparently he touched one of the other mobs to help our tank. I could have potted the first pull, and I'm pretty sure you can do it because you'll have it back for the first boss if it's a high key, since we are killing extra mobs. Here, if you want, you can trees at starts. I'm doing it right now because I want them at the end. The best situation to do it is at 30% because they are in rage. But we want them to pull through the wall, so we really can't use trees at 30%, as you will see in a few seconds. Always make sure to min-max your DPS a lot and be around your umbrella. Like, don't move too much and try to bait stuff outside, like right now. If you can bait it not like right in the middle, so you can still be inside of it. I was in Orb Duty, counting that I had no CDs, and I'm pretty much the best class to do it right now in my group. I'm outranging the AoE from the mobs since we have no defensives. Killing the monk a bit, going back. We're probably gonna focus one of the mobs now. We were talking about doing it, but we ended up doing both at the same time. So I couldn't shoot both, and the tank had to kite for a bit. He ran out of cooldowns now. He was waiting a few seconds for meta. He will have it back in a few seconds, and now he's fine again. I'm gonna pull the wall. The way to do it is you need to be in combat. And you need to target the mob you want to pull. So you go close, you target the mob, you put the trees, and you can roar or not roar them. You don't need to roar because they will get there anyway. But it's still time efficient because if they get there faster, the mob will get here faster as well. Since I'm baiting here, make sure if we have an umbrella proc to bait it outside the umbrella so you can be around it. Like right now, I'm gonna try to be a bit to the left or go in front. Yeah, I go in front, so I still have umbrella. It's not much, it was 1 second, but it's still DPS. So always make sure you can min-max your DPS that way. There's a lot of situations where you can actually help your healer here, because if you play with a boomkin, you are lacking a lot of DPS in these mobs if you are actually saving cooldowns for the boss, like right now. And you can always support your healer with healing. In other situations, if it's the incinerator, you can press Art of the Wilds. But since you kinda need it for the boss, you can just keep like Wild Growth when it's needed, if in case your healer doesn't have any healing cooldowns. And of course, press your Barskin and defensives. We're going to pull the boss in a few seconds, and the positioning in this boss is really important. If you are two or more ranged, make sure you can stack and play together. So when you bait the shit on the stuff on the ground, you can actually put it in the same place. So you give melees more space to walk around the room. Don't be one in one side of the room. And look, you see, we are pretty much stuck right now. Even if you are not in the same pixel, because that's actually hard. It's not hard to do, but the guy won't wait for you to cast. Yeah. So just make sure you are close to each other. Bait it to the back, since they are going to the left side. For some reason, the Orb didn't die with one shot, so it was kind of weird. But yeah. My best advice is, if you are doing around 25 or plus, press your CDs and lust around 40%, like it's happening right now. And make sure you have, you want to have 9 seconds left of your frenzied before this mission ends. Like, it's gonna be 12 seconds, and when the boss activates, it's gonna be around 9 seconds. So this was pretty much almost perfect ramp. I could have gotten more stacks. The boss is gonna drop pretty much a lot now. We could have one face the boss, but well, it is what it is. I could have done one more Star Surge, but this rotation there. You can see at the right side, close to details, the counter. This is the orb counter. Explosives this week, as you can see, we are playing Raging and Explosive. It's very important this week, at least if you are playing a balanced Druid. You are the class that actually helps the group the most, because outside CDs, your job, it's not your job, like it's not a sign, but it's preferable if you can do the orbs, because balanced Druid outside CDs doesn't bring a lot. So you will see that during the dungeon, I will be the guy on Orb Duty. The mage used block now because the boss was casting and no one was able to interrupt. So actually was a good play from him. Like, for example, if you see, I pressed Heart of the Wilds and I healed a few seconds ago. Make sure we always use stuff like healing if we don't have damage. It's better to not die than dying because we are trying to do more DPS or min-maxing our overall. We won't time keys if, like, by doing insane overall. There are other factors in the key, so don't be greedy with DPS if, like, the fixes don't let you. Okay, here is gonna be a small skip, small jump, so we don't need to kill the mobs on the right side right after, and we can kill them now. There are multiple spots from where you can do it. You don't need to do except from that spot. But yeah, the way to do it is you position yourself, you do the wild charge back, and then you flap. And you can tag one of the mobs with Moonfire or Sunfire. If you do it Sunfire, you're gonna dot all of them. So they already have damage ticking. Usually tanks always pull some damage when they are coming, so aggro won't be an issue. I could have popped CDs here if I knew the pack will take a bit longer than this. But it was an issue. Mage went out and we all forgot about that. So yeah, we kinda only had the monk doing DPS in this pool. It was kinda messy between doing orbs, shooting the mobs. Liber died here, but I have aggro now, so I'm just kiting. Since I have a frost mage, it's not a big deal. We can just kite forever. You can pull multiple times during the maze as a balanced read. If your group has cooldowns, you can just ask your tank, do you have stuff? And yeah, you just take advantage of that and pull more trash. But like right now, the tank didn't have much. He wanted to save meta for the double pull after, because Ashen was coming and we had Tiger coming as well. So I just popped these in 4 mobs and we are doing a big pull right after. About the rotation, I see a lot of people asking about this. If you play with people with a lot of AoE, you don't need to ramp, like you can just start ramping with dots, because otherwise you will always, like the mobs, you see, my ramp is over now and the mobs are almost dead. On a lower key, I would do all my DPS if I spend time dotting first and then doing DPS. So if you play with classes like Monk or with big bursts, just start ramping with dots. Yeah, here we were confused about where to go. Palo wasn't sure, so yeah. Now we're gonna do double pull. Here we can pull through the wall without any trees or anything. I'm just waiting for the tank to get some aggro. And I'm gonna pull them. So tank just calm me, and yeah, mobs are coming right now. We're gonna Ash on this pull and Tiger. So I'm gonna be on the Orb Duty as well. Kinda boring, I know. We didn't stop the bite, but I have bark, so I should be fine on the first one, but she decided to bop me, so we overlapped CDs. It was a miscommunication, but always make sure you talk with your healer if stuff like this is happening. I'm gonna get bite again, but, well, I mean Ashen should be fine. And I still have proc. Still on Orb Duty, sadly, suiting the mob. Very, very important to suit the mobs in raging weeks. We don't wanna die for raging mobs. I know there's an umbrella I'm not in, but I'm just sealing myself anyway. Already counting 20 orbs, Oli. The monk died. I think it's our last death in this key. It was kinda clean after this. We just had a miscommunication after again because of cooldowns, but that's a minor issue. He wasn't sure. We just moved up and then it's right side after this. There's a big pool coming after this one as well. Like there's not much around booming cooldown. Just make sure you always have your dots up. Always have Starfall up. Into or plus mobs. Here my suit came with delay. I don't know why I didn't suit instance. We were probably talking about shit and I just lost my mind. Oh, I completely missed the point where we picked the powers. I skipped it. If you are playing Mists in high Fortified week, if it's not a Sanguine week, I really, like, my best advice is to everyone in your group should pick Volcanic. You don't really need Necrotic Dagger during Fortified weeks, and Volcanic power will help you a lot. So we had no pulls in this side. We usually pull from this side, so I just decided to pull the ones from the right side instead of the ones in front. So we have extra percentage since we are already going to that side. because we wanted to pull again on the boss, so it's kind of whatever. This frog will take a bit extra time because we had bad CD management. We were expecting mobs to be stacked as well, so it was kind of bad. Orbs exploding, no boomy on the duty, unlucky. If you do such a big pull like this, I even popped Fury of Tulun on the frog because I was expecting them to stack and I wanted to kill it, so I just ended up AoEing because our tank was running out of cooldowns. But it's always a good choice if you play with a mage and a monk to pop your cooldowns in single target. In most dungeons I do it, but since Liberty didn't have meta proc, we didn't run a risk him dying, so I just decided to do AoE here. But I think it wasn't worth. We should have risked it because we actually spent 1 extra minute killing the frog. And that didn't cost a timer, but could have been one of the reasons to cost a timer. Killing this mob alone, it's kind of big waste of time. We are now doing 1.5 million with no CDs because we have no Ashen, we have no Tiger again, he's not gonna pop Bun Dust, and Mage is not gonna press Vines on mob with 1 million HP. So if you can pop single target CDs on a comp with such AoE, you should do it. Unless you play with a Rogue, you can just always AoE because Rogue will do the priority targets. I wanted to say, in situations like this, if mobs are extremely low, like 100k HP, and you're about to change to Lunar Eclipse, you can just not do it, so you can start spamming like Starfire after dotting every mob with Starfall. Like you dot Starfall, and then you start spamming Starfire. But right now I'm just gonna do it the other way around. I'm just dotting them and then I'm just gonna Starfire and then spam a route because you can just do priority target here on the high HP mobs. Volcanic is such a good help in these pools. I'm gonna miss it next season. I could have pressed Fear of Tulun here. I don't know why I'm not doing it. But yeah, I could have definitely done it. Kinda wish I didn't press it. I just realized now, but explosive work is such a boring week for Boomy. Because even if you don't do a lot of damage outside cooldowns, you still do damage. And when you are doing orbs, you are actually losing damage. Right now we need to pull the boss. We can't really pull through the wall if we are not in combat. As I mentioned before, we target the mobs, we put trees. We can even lure them for them to get there faster. We're gonna lust now. I'm gonna pop CDs. I will do full AoE. In situations like this, you should always do AoE when you have trash fit bosses, because you want the trash to not live that long. It's because it will be a strong struggle for the tank. So you must make sure you dot them up, you Starfall, and they keep spamming Starfire. Starfall always up in big pools. You can even do some priority target in some like we wanted to kill one of them, so I just start search like after the dump after my stacks run out. Since I don't have big away anymore, we can just finish them off one by one. I choose to take out of a tank because we have 2 enraged mobs. I didn't have suits. And then again, we gotta be on the Orb Duty for the rest of the boss, doing some damage here and there. But we are pretty much useless outside CDs. I'm not sure if we are skipping a phase. Yeah, we skipped the phase. We won't get this intermission. We got to good timing with the Fox, and we managed to skip the phase. Which is a huge time save. It's not like 1 minute, but it's, I will say, 30 plus seconds between killing the image and then lowering like the amount of damage you're losing right now on the boss. It's like pretty much 30 to 40 seconds waste time, depending on the kill level, of course. If the boss is this high and you are gonna get cooldowns again, we're gonna get an intermission. So if you still get cooldowns after and you don't need, and your team doesn't need cooldowns for the pool that comes after, just make sure you pop it on the boss. Don't be greedy with DPS and save cooldowns for big pools. It's not worth it. Only unless your group doesn't have big AoE classes. If you are playing with classes with Monk, like Monk and Mage, press your cooldowns in single targets. Trash is going to die, and what leaves the most is single target, because Monk single targets is already poor, and you need people to pop cooldowns in single targets. So since you are the biggest single target in group, you are the one who should do it. Here you can always root the Fox if no one else can do it. I mean, even if people can do it, you can just be the one doing rooting the mob. But since my mage wants to stack them both to get Blizzard and reset the orb, that works as well, since the Fox is slowed anyway. But if you don't have anyone getting big gain from that, you can just root the mob. Like right now, I'm going close to the boss. I'm moving out of Umbrella, but well, what can I do? We even tried to skip here. It was kind of forged. We didn't know which one it is, so I just lost a bit of my dump, but I still can throw some Star Searches now. So yeah, it was still fine. If we check our percentage, we have 73%. So that's pretty much 2 packs. It's gonna be double pull into triple pull. Even if you don't do triple pull, it's fine. Don't do risky stuff. That's my advice. But yeah, this is pretty much 2 more pulls. And we are done with percentage. So if you usually have 7 minutes with 70%, you are fine to time the key in 45 weeks. In Tyrannica can be a bit worse because boss will take ages. If it was Tyrannical and explosive with this timer, this will be probably a mess because last boss with explosive we lose so much DPS. Bulmy advantage, we can just get here before anyone else. You can always ask your tank if he wants to pull, and you can just pull right side so you gain like few seconds as well. Orb Duty again in this pool, we don't have cooldowns. If you are in CDs and the mobs are putting the speeds on the ground, you can always ask one of your teammates to stun the mobs, so you can do your ramp without having to move a lot, so you don't lose DPS. I know, we have Starfall and Starfall works, but there is a lot of people that play with Wind Moons, and it's still a DPS loss. You can just trust in your teammates and say, yo, can you stun? He stuns and you have like a better ramp. Now here we are doing tank DPS, nothing new. Painted boomies, by the way. Outside CDs. Here, very important to Soothe Staghorn. It's the only mob tank can't really kite. These mobs can always be slowed, but Staghorn still follows you. It's a lot of damage. Make sure to always shoot the important targets and the targets that hurt the tank the most. We are going to do a very big pool. We are I think, yeah, I was the one CCing the ribbon. I'm gonna root it. I'm gonna stop it for the mage and then he polymorphs. Because our root is only 30 seconds and mage can CC it for 1 minute, so we don't need to worry about that anymore. I try to not be in Orb Duty here, but it's too many mobs. Yeah, I still do orbs. It's kinda unreal, I know. Or Boomy doing orbs, doing CDs, you wanna cry, but well. Monk is bone dust, the mage is doing mage things, and it's too much for the healer to handle. Don't be greedy with DPS, just help your teammates. I have aggro of almost everything here. I think she's going to bop me, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get bop. Yeah, I got bop. Outside CDs already, I could just run, but it's fine. Orbs, 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 holy. I re-CC now, so the mage doesn't need to do it. We don't have DPS anymore, so it's kinda whatever. Shooting the Staghorn, and we have percentage. We are really fine on timer. It's fortified, so we have time to kill the boss. If you have lust in 3 minutes and you have CDs in 2 minutes, always, hold your CDs until lust. The DPS difference is actually unreal. Unless you can get 2 uses out of your cooldowns, you can pop it early and then ask your team to hold the lust for you. Because there's no one with such a big end of lust right now, such as Ventil Boom is. Even Holy Pala, she will have Ash in 1 minute and she's gonna hold for lust. It's always a good trick to hold cities for lust. Monk will have it, he pops Stagger, he have it again. Mage is kinda whatever. Cross mage at least. Always try to bring these mobs close to melee so that I can actually get aggro of them. He's gonna go close to me now. And I'm gonna run away. I just force them so they don't follow me. They weren't even following me, but like, yeah, you know, with Sogodon damage, they do a lot of damage. Explosives as well. Do not forget that you can wipe for that. Try to save your wild charge to run out of this or to move from the mind link. You can use your Ventilgate as well. Always try to go close to melee if you have the mobs. You can always stack them. It's always so much easier for the tank and everyone in the group. When you're able to, just get out of melee so you don't mess up the melee squads and they don't cry about you being melee being as arranged. Because this boss is actually really hard for me with the slow. Orb's Duty. We're gonna pop CDs soon. We have less than 25 seconds. Stacking the mobs again with Vortex. They are fixating on me. And they get to get out of there. So you can pop cooldowns in peace. We don't have to deal with a lot of running. Okay, we're lusting, we're popping cooldowns. If you have lust, you pot and use IQD right now with 15 seconds. Outside lust, you need to pop, you can still pot at 15 seconds and use IQD at 11 seconds. Because with lust, you will get more time on your IQD. Outside lust, 11 seconds for IQD. Always try to use your Fury of the Loon with 4 seconds left, 3 to 4 seconds left. So you have it for the whole duration of your Ravenous Frenzy. Like right now, I'm gonna eat it and I'm gonna get it for the full duration, and it's gonna do a lot of damage. My damage will increase significantly. That's the magic of a Ventil Boomy. You go from healer DPS, you can go first. I'm already outranching all of them. This is really good if when you're outranching, so you don't need to move, they don't need to move, no one is getting damage, and you can just be outside. And the boss is gonna be dead. Yeah. It was a pretty scuffed key. We messed up in a couple pulls, we wasted a lot of time. The timer could have been better. Yeah. This was it from me. If you have any questions, feel free to comment in the section one more time. It was my very first demo review. If you have any feedback, good feedback, I don't want people saying, yo, you suck. Like, those people can just stay at home. I don't care. So if you have any good feedback to make me improve in any way, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching. And yeah, have a nice one. I hope you enjoyed.